afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Crystal Clear Show. I'm your host, Crystal, and it's my passion to help professionals 30 and over get unstuck from their corporate 9 to 5 jobs to launch and grow a successful six-figure business with my Crystal Clear blueprint. And today's guest is none other than Kate Carozza, my dear friend. She's an author, entrepreneur, and coach. She has 29 years of service to community, and after a spiritual awakening in 2020, she's now in a path of personal and spiritual growth. Please welcome Kate into the Crystal Clear Show. Hi, Kate. How are you doing today?
Hi, Crystal. I am great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, wonderful. We have a wonderful weather, really great summer, first day of summer. So wow, it's an amazing. It's going to be an amazing summer, indeed.
Yay.
Yay! Though we have no plans yet, but I'm sure we will have. We always love planning last minutes, and it's going to be wonderful. Anyway, so let me share you first two exciting updates. There's going to be another Crystal Clear 3-day challenge on July 26th to 28th. I'm so excited. And I'm also launching the Crystal Clear beta program. So let's get on to it, Kate. It's been a while since we were able to speak to each other, mastermind together, and now it's going to be with our viewers. So let me ask you, because I have been this morning I was reading As a Man Thinketh, and I have read it several times before, but each time I read it, it feels like it's always the first time that I read it. I'm underlining things, and this morning I ended up underlining almost everything in it. So what do you think is the most important thing that for us to have? How do you think people or us, how can we have the right thinking, the right way to think?
So I think it takes a lot of studying, a lot of understanding some of the basic structures of how life works. And as you well know, the universal laws. I was not aware of the universal laws until I had my spiritual awakening. And I think one of the very first things that was life altering for me was to learn that, and I'm going to put it in our human terms, that every problem has a solution, right? The law of polarity. And that absolutely blew my mind, because what that said to me is no matter what is in front of you or what you perceive as a problem, there is always an answer for it. And
Right.
that just blew my mind, that it makes you unstoppable.
It's true. It's true. And what really hit me, well, every time I read it, it says, as a man thinketh, so is he. But then we will say, but then there are some things that we do automatically without even thinking. How will that affect us, really? But then it says, even the things that are automatic, deep within our minds, we have already thought about that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so that's the subconscious programming, right? From
Mm-hmm.
when uh there's so many revelations, but to know that your personality, how you think, your values, everything, how you dress, what you eat, was all given to you by your environment and the people that raised you. So that laid the tracks for your subconscious mind of how you think. So as you progressed in life, there was very little that would knock you off that track. And it's most of your life is an automatic response. So
Right.
what he's saying in As a Man Thinketh is learn to think in another way. You can change those subconscious thoughts, right? If you don't consciously become aware of what you're thinking, you're going to stay in that that rut on those tracks unless you get outside yourself and start critically thinking.
Wow. And how does that affect our goals, having the right goals
It's
or
everything.
whatever?
It's everything, right? So, cause and effect, right? If your mind is thinking this way, it's always going to produce this effect. So it's a cause
Uh-huh.
and effect relationship. If you start consciously choosing to change what you're thinking, and I'll give you an example. For me, I didn't realize how negative I was until I started consciously thinking about what I was thinking about. And I realized, and a good example of this is the news. I didn't realize how much negativity was going in and causing me to stay on that
Mm.
negative mindset. So once I was aware of it, I consciously chose turn the TV off, turn the news off, stop with the negative, and I choose to think more positively now. And then that
Wow.
starts to become your new operating system,
Wow. And so by choosing consciously, you say we will achieve our goals. How
yes,
is it going to be possible?
right? So what you think about is where you focus your energy. Excuse me, and where you focus your energy is the cause of your effects. So if I've set a goal for my business and I'm constantly consciously thinking about that goal, all my energy is going to that goal. I have no choice but to attain that goal.
Right. There are some people who wants to achieve something in life or achieve six figure, seven figure, but then circumstances arrive and things happen, and sometimes they just got knocked down. And what would you say to these people so that they will achieve their goals? Because they will say, oh well, I have lost my job because of the pandemic, so my my company closed and we were all let go. What what would you tell them?
That the world, the universe is abundant, and what you perceive as a problem is just an opportunity to grow. How you perceive, have you ever heard that when one door closes, another opens?
I did.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about. If you lost your job due to the pandemic, what door did that just open? What is your heart telling you? What do you want to do? Where is your desire? Set that new goal and go after it with burning desire, intense focus.
It's true.
The world is abundant. It's how you perceive it.
Well, one clear example that I have is how we started our business. We started our business just after the 2008 financial crisis. It was I was let go also by the company I was multinational company I was working from, and I was let go. All the 300 employees, they found a um, place in Hungary. So cheaper workforce in Hungary. So the company here in Belgium closed and they moved to Hungary. But that didn't stop us. This door closed and we said, okay, we have two small kids. What are we going to do? We cannot just stay here and turn our fingers and wait for the rain to come, for the food, for the manna to pour down on us. But we did what we needed to. And after 12 years, so we started in 2012, and after 12 years I can really say that we are successful, because we have now over 150 people working under us, for us, and we have served more than 3,000 clients, happy clients. And only a few people left the company because Some of them retired, some of them found better jobs because we have a cleaning company. So we encourage people who works for us to step up into their genius, because we don't want them to work until their retirement age for us. So a lot of them have stepped up. And I'm really proud to say that when one door closes, indeed, another door opens, and life and God has given you so many opportunities. Just open your eyes and believe that there is abundance. So, Kate, what important lesson have you learned in life after 29 years of service in the community? What's the most important lesson that you have learned?
So, and excuse me, I don't even necessarily relate this, excuse me, to my service.
Mm-hmm.
It's what really did it for me was a spiritual awakening that I can then apply to anywhere in my life. And I go back to saying that we are in control, and
Mm-hmm.
that the universe is abundant. And for me personally, what changed my life is what I said before, to know that there is no quote unquote problem that does not have an answer, right? So anything that comes along in life, to know that there is a solution to what is in front of you, is, it's, again, it's just mind blowing to me. And it's willing to take the time to sit back and think about that. I hate to call it problems, because really
Right.
nothing is a problem when you know there are solutions. So you take that challenge that you have in front of you, those set of circumstances, and simply brainstorm of what can lead you out, over, around, whatever it is. And I have to stop and go back and say to you, on your story of your business, I absolutely love your concept of not wanting everybody to stay with you in your business. So
Right.
this
Yes.
was, and I can say this was even prior to my spiritual awakening, one of the concepts that I absolutely loved in leadership, in management, was learning that the person above me was here to help me grow. And the ultimate um, payback, that's not the phrase I want to use. The ultimate thank you to that person above you is to turn around and help the person behind you. And
Right.
that was one of those things. Like, as you know, I used to do a lot of teaching, and
Yes.
as I taught people that were new into the organization, that was one of the things that I always taught them was, when you finally hit a point where you have mastered your craft, the biggest um thank you to me, the biggest moment that makes me the proudest, is when that person could turn around and help the person behind them. So with you and your business, to say, I don't want you to stop growing. If you have a desire to continue to grow, I'm excited for you to go out and go beyond my
Yes.
business. That means somebody's growing.
Yes, that's true, because life is continuous growth, isn't it? If we don't grow, we die, and that's from Bob Proctor, and it's true. It's really true. If we cannot help others grow, we will just all be stagnant, and at the end, we will all die because we will not be happy in what we're doing. We will not be fruitful. There will be money coming in, but it's not as productive that we would hope to be, because we have so many talents and abilities, and it's just important for us to step up and then help the one behind us.
Love it.
And even if there are failures in life, it continuously shape us. And that's my second question to you. Has failure shaped your life, and how did it shape you?
So, as you know, Failure is one of my least favorite words.
Right. I
um,
know.
Prior to understanding how this universe works, I would have said that failures shaped me by limiting me. Failures showed me hitting a wall and don't go any further. Now, after understanding and learning, I realize that there are no failures. There's only temporary setbacks, and what they do is they're purely feedback. Hitting what you perceive as a failure is only feedback that you didn't have the right combination of circumstances. So now my new awareness is, okay, that didn't work. My um my circumstances didn't get me the results that I wanted. So now I've got to sit back and think about, right? Think about, what do I want to change as the root of the cause to get me past these circumstances and get me towards my goal.
Wow. Yes, it's really to get past
Yes.
this
Grow.
circumstances.
To
Yes,
grow.
growth. Exactly. Growth
Yep.
to arrive to your goal. So, what are you learning right now? I know you love learning. You continuously amaze me because each time we message, oh, I'm learning this, and now I'm learning that. And so, at this moment in time, what are you learning right now?
So I would say that I am still deeply learning this spiritual path. I
Mhm.
am almost, you could say, obsessed with this spiritual part because I didn't
Mhm.
realize how much it was lacking before. So um,
Right.
I'm really obsessed about the spiritual aspect of our life and how that is intertwined in everything, or should be intertwined in everything we're doing personally and in even in your business. So
Right.
right now it's everything spiritual.
Is there a book that you're reading right now that we should read?
If you're interested, remember, this is only if you're called to do it. If you have a desire in you, then it's meant for you. But this is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So I
Mhm.
picked up this book a couple years ago, read it, didn't even get all the way through it, put it down, and I was just like, mm. But as everything does, if you're aware, this book called to me again. This couple about a month ago, this called to me again. And
Mhm.
Crystal, I was like you said, it hit me at a new level, right? I had a
Mhm.
new level of awareness. So things hit me at a different from a different perspective, and I started underlining and underlining and underlining and underlining. But
Yes.
I love this book because it is a blend of the spiritual that you cannot necessarily it's not tangible, you can't put your hands on it, but yet he's applying scientific process and scientific study. He takes a lot of brain imaging, right? He does a lot of the brain imaging to
Mhm.
show the physical science behind your thoughts affecting your outcomes. So I
Wow.
love that it's a great blend of spiritual and science, as far as our science has caught up to this as of,
Right.
today.
Wow, that's very interesting. That how our brains really work when we are connected with God or with the spiritual beings, and it's amazing how our life changes when we connect with God. Because
Yes.
I believe that you are a believer, and I am also, and I believe that everything is created by God,
Yep.
the all-knowing, almighty. Whether you believe in God or Buddha or Allah, there's always this supernatural being that's taking care of us. giving us abundance, and who wants to be our father, actually, who wants to take care of us and be the best that we can be. So is there an experience that you have experienced that you think for us it will be nice if you experience this as well? Have you had that epiphany, is that called? Like
Yes.
something that you experience and then, oh, I think it would be nice for some my friends to experience this as well. And what would that be?
So this one to me is interesting because we are everybody's unique. I don't think you can put a blanket um one thing on everybody. So I would say pursue what you desire that you would think would be an awesome experience. I will give you what my experience was. Whether or not everybody would be drawn to attempt it, is a different thing. So my epiphany, my life-changing moment, as you know, was back in 2020 when um, God spoke to me. And within that experience, I got to experience what the only words we can put on it is the bliss of his love. And
Mhm.
it's really, I can't even describe it, but that would be like if you were to say, if I had a magic wand to ding everybody with, I would say, I want you to experience that bliss, because once you have a taste of that bliss, you will
Right,
understand in a bigger way of what this supernatural, whatever you want to call it, God
right.
is.
Yes.
And I have to say, I have to backtrack 1 second and make this distinction that as you were talking about this entity, I have to say that it doesn't mean that you can sit still and do nothing. You do have to take action. So I would say, as a visual, that the universe was here and I was existing outside of this. And I was like, well, if he's taking care of us, why haven't I received? Why haven't I received? Versus now, my understanding is it's here. You just need to walk and blend with it. You have to take action to get to receive, to experience all that
Right.
there is. So, whatever we're talking about, the abundance, the health, and he goes in this book, documents
Mhm.
the miraculous healings that occurred. These people just didn't receive it by sitting idly still. You don't receive money by sitting idly still. You have to take action to move into it. And so I just kind of wanted to make that distinction.
Right. Would you say that you have a personal relationship with God? That's why you felt that way, that you felt like God is talking to you? Because I have experienced that also, and I mentioned that to you some time ago when I went to a church and I was praying really um fervently, and I felt like this overwhelming warmth, and I felt really safe, and I just felt like I was safe in his arms, and my tears were really pouring, and I was like, okay, I just want to stay in this place at
Yes.
this moment. And would you think that having the relationship with God or with the creator or whoever they call it, our viewers will call, but for me it's God, our creator. Would you say that thi- this will be the life changing experience that they will have?
Yes, it's absolutely a life changing experience. And I just want to address, like, I was raised in the church, kind of, no, not kind of, did fall out of it. So at the time
Mhm.
that this happened, I didn't, when you say, did I have a relationship? No, I didn't. And what I've also learned through this experience was it's not about having a religion. It's about, to me, it was about understanding that you are. God. You are a fraction, a fractal, a piece of God. You are as powerful. It is not him above you. It's you are a part of him. You are just happen to be in a human body experiencing this world. And so I think as you know, I wrote a book back in 2020, which published in 2021, but I think the paragraph in there that caught most people off guard was I had to undo how I thought about God. It's not a person somewhere else. It is everything around and including me is God. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, if you had to restructure how you think about this relationship, you can think about him, if you're still trying to be separated, as being your biggest cheerleader. He
Mm-hmm.
ignores any quote unquote failures that we have, and he is constantly, he or she, again, not putting labels, constantly cheering you on to grow, to do better. And he's excited when you have an elevated thought that makes you grow. And it's just him. When you have that elevated thought and you get excited about something, or if you feel that peace, that is actually you growing together with him. And there's this power when the two energies actually sync together. And that's what I believe happened to you, what happened to me. The two energies of your soul and his combined, and you
Mm-hmm.
saw the potential, the peace, the bliss, the so it's so hard to put into words, but that's what he wants us to have all the time, to be able to continue to grow.
Well, we were taught that God created us in his likeness and image. So, like what you said, we have a piece of God in us because we are from him, and we are one with him, and it's true. So, who do you know now? Who do you know now that we should know? Because it's so interesting what you are talking about, God, the spirit, spirits,
Energy,
and
yep.
knowing and energy. Who do you know that we should know?
So I would say, and this goes into um coming out of just the spiritual and into the business aspect of it, because there is nothing wrong with business, there's nothing wrong with money. It's just the energy of God and growing and serving other people, right? So the person that I say you should know is the digital creator, because so much is digital now and it's very important to have a footprint in the digital world, is Charisse Burton. She's on
Mm,
Facebook, Instagram. She is much like you, but in the digital world. She helps you take your business to another level by creating proper branding,
mhm,
proper messaging, learning how to look at sales as not a negative, but it's just a building of a relationship. If you have the ability to help somebody else, that's where sales will grow. And
right.
I absolutely love her because she is very organized. She's excellent at hearing. Like if I have some disorganized, I'm stuck in my business and I don't know, she's very excellent at hearing that, organizing it, and then helping you set a plan to keep moving forward. So my person I think you should know is Charisse Burton.
Cherie's burden. Wow. Okay. And how can I serve you, Kate? How in this world, like you said, in this digital world, and in the business world and in spiritual world, that we are both in the mind mastermind group, and I love how we used to chat for hours growing. And is there any way I can help you grow your business and also grow your community, because I would love to be part of your world and give value to you
So
more.
this is why you are so awesome, right? Very few people think about how they can help somebody else. That's why you are separate from so many other people and other businesses. So I will go two prong. One, ask that we continue to do masterminds because I learned so much from you. So, mastermind. And the second thing is, I would ask that, and there's a little caveat here that so many people are uncomfortable in asking. So that's a right. So that's a
Right,
not a it's subconscious value thing that we have to change, right?
right.
That when my second book is done and ready to publish, I would ask either you have me on for an interview about that or promote it somehow, some way. Because
Yeah.
even if it may not be for you personally, I know that somebody in your community it may resonate with and be life changing for them.
Yes, most definitely, with pleasure. And I would really love to be part of that journey of that new book, because I'm so excited to read it and be part of this journey. Is it's a privilege to be part of it. Thank you so much, Kate, once again for saying yes to be my guest in the Crystal Clear show. But before we say goodbye, I would love to ask you for this one crystal clear gem that you could share for those who have joined us just now. If they will hear this message, what would be the crystal clear gem that you would want them to hear?
Follow that little spark of desire or curiosity in you. So, you're here listening to Crystal Show for a reason. To me, that means there's something Crystal has that will help you elevate, go to the next level of awareness. So, my gem is follow that curiosity, follow that desire, because it will always, 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 by law, get you to the next level.
Wow. It's true. When you follow your own intuition, it just opens doors for
Yep.
you. Really unimaginable. My life has changed dramatically since I started saying yes to when I feel when God is talking to me and said, "Do you really think so, God? Okay, I'll say yes. I'll say yes anyway and do it afraid." And with that, I would like to invite everyone on July 26th to 28th for the 3-day crystal clear blueprint called the Start Method Challenge. And I'm also launching crystal clear beta program. So please put into your calendar and join me as we journey together, use our talents and abilities, and rule the world together with our awesomeness. We are all created in God's image and likeness, and we all have this spark that we need to really share to the world. Okay, have a great day, everyone. Thank you once again, Kate. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Crystal Clear Show. Remember, where you are doesn't matter, where you are going does. So always get crystal clear wherever you go. Have a great day, everyone.